There we go. It's time for the League Lowdown.
Welcome back to the League Lowdown, episode number 12. Wow, episode 12. I'm Coach Mayhem, the man whose predictions are so accurate, even sideline officials asking me for help.
And I'm OG, the voice of reason when Mayhem starts making bold prophecies. We are your trusted Suburban One League news insiders. Funny, we try, but serious. Just remember that.
Absolutely. Better remember it. But anyway, let's get into it. We had two semifinal games, two great crowds, and two teams headed to the District 1 championship.
All right, everybody, we're going to start out with the game that I was at, Pennridge versus Coatesville. This was a physical one from the opening whistle. And the turning point, one hit, one play, one boom. Will Dougherty blasted through and gets a safety, and he completely flipped the momentum. I literally texted Mayhem, boom, in all caps. It was truly amazing.
Yeah, and I thought your phone was malfunctioning, but man, that safety really did change everything.
Yeah, so Coatesville then has to kick off. They were up 7-0. They get the safety 7-2. They have to kick off to Pennridge. And on the first play, Noah Keating hits Ryan Rowe on a wheel route. Ryan was, to say the least, wide open. He scored and went the distance, untouched. Then he got the 2-point conversion, and Pennridge totally started to take control of the game. Final score, Pennridge 17, Coatesville 14. Coatesville outgained the Rams, but the Pennridge Rams won the turnover battle, made some clutch plays, and man, that defense was locked in.
And they did it against the Coatesville front led by Max Hiller. 6'6", 300 pounds, and they still found a way. All right, now on to my game of the week. Man, North Penn versus Neshaminy. Listen, this was revenge in high definition. North Penn scores on their first 5 possessions. They were on the ball 52 times for 284 yards. Man, no punts in the first half. Total domination, OG. Riley Gray, 3 touchdowns. Matt Penal, 2 touchdowns. The offensive line, pure destruction. And defensively, they held Neshaminy to 153 total yards the whole game, which is unheard of because we know Neshaminy was lighting up the scoreboard and their statistics were off the chart this year. They had pressure everywhere. Coverage was locked, and the energy was absolutely unmatched.
Yeah, you told me it was going to, after warm-ups, they were coming out like a track meet. And boy, North Penn is peaking at the perfect time.
Yeah, 8 straight wins, and now they head to Pennridge for a rematch of Week 5.
CDS Wealth Management is a proud sponsor of the League Lowdown.
All right, OG. Time to talk some pick'em.
I don't want to.
All right, for the record, everybody, I went 2-0. That's right. And OG went 1-1.
Yeah, I got the Pennridge game right, but I underestimated the force of nature known as North Penn's running game.
Meanwhile, my prophecy stands strong. I said Pennridge makes the final. I said North Penn makes the final. Here we are.
All right, I'm saying this once. You were right. Never again, and I'm deleting this from the record. We also want to give a big shout out, as we mentioned on last week's show, Central Bucks East girls soccer won the 4A state championship over CB South. They scored a touchdown. South did not score at all. It was 7-0. And congratulations to the Abington boys for winning the state championship. So we got some SOL pride going on in the PIAA state championship so far this year.
That we do. Congratulations to East and Abington on their victories. And before we get to our championship preview, let's look around the state and see who else is left in 6A.
All right, so we all know that we've got the big matchup this weekend between the two SOL schools. But here's the other 6A games around the state. So, Mayhem, as we go through them, you tell me what you know and who you think might win this game. All right, the winner of the Pennridge North Penn game will play the winner of LaSalle at Easton, which is going to be at Bethlehem Area School District Stadium at Liberty High School. What do you got for us?
LaSalle at Easton, two big time schools. We know that LaSalle unseated, or dethroned St. Joe's Prep. Easton is a storied program. They're one of the winningest programs in the state, in the Commonwealth. I do know Gavin Sidwar can throw the ball. He's committed to Mizzou. He's thrown for over 2,500 yards. He's close, I think, to all the LaSalle records passing. I really do. They have Desmond Ortiz. He's a running back slot. Let's see. And then, that line has been dominant, and we cannot forget on that backside the big 6'5" safety wide receiver combo in Joey O'Brien. I mean, they are.
He's legit. He might be, if he's not the number one recruit in the state of Pennsylvania this year, I don't know who is, but he is heading to Notre Dame next year. Listen, the Easton side, first off, first class program. Matt Seneca, the head coach, former Penn State quarterback. He has that team loaded and running the ball all over the place. Their quarterback is just absolutely fantastic. I think he had 5 touchdowns Friday night. But holy cow, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the public school in Pennsylvania, right? I want to see Easton win that game. What do you think?
I agree with you. A lot of people, I don't think, realize how good this Easton squad is. One of our very own went up there. They kept it close, but they didn't beat them either. Was CB West. This Easton squad is firing, but I don't know. The LaSalle victory over St. Joe's Prep was very impressive to me. While I too would want to see the public school win, I think I'm going to have to say LaSalle takes care of business, but it's going to be a close one.
All right. Next game, we got Central York versus Harrisburg, the Fighting Micah Parsonses. And they're playing at Cedar Cliff High School out in the Lebanon area. What do you think? What do you know?
I definitely know one name for sure, and that's Messiah Mickens of Harrisburg. Kevin Brown, who just decommitted from Penn State to West Virginia, now committing to West Virginia on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, which was awesome to see for him. They have some talent on that roster. I don't know much about Central York, but that's another storied program. Bro Perbrilla came from there. I see I'm going to say it right now. Harrisburg is definitely going to take this game. I'm going Harrisburg all the way.
Yeah, I think Central York has been a really good team the last maybe 10 years. Bo Perbula being a catalyst in that, his 4 years of high school before he went to Penn State, now Missouri. Harrisburg is just loaded every year. They've got great coaching staff. I think Harrisburg is going to win that game. But who knows? Who knows? That's a big matchup on District 3 teams.
I mean, Central York, their quarterback, he's pretty good. His name's Brooklyn Nace. I do know that they have a running back and outside linebacker. His name's Jeremiah Hunter. He's pretty good as well. They do have a team, but I don't think they're going to stack up against that Harrisburg squad. I just don't see it happening.
All right, the last 6A matchup out in the West, State College, the Little Lions versus the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings. Mayhem, who's the two most famous Pittsburgh Central Catholic graduates in the football world. Who you got?
Who do I got?
Yeah, who's two most famous Pittsburgh Central Catholic guys?
I don't know.
All right, you got Dan Marino. That's a simple one,
right.
Hall of Famer. And then you have Damar Hamlin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So two pretty famous guys. I don't think DeMar is playing right now. I think he's injured, but coming back from what happened a couple years ago was totally amazing. So State College, Little Lions, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Who you got?
Again, two more teams I don't know much about. I do know that State College has Deontay Sheffy, the running back. This kid is amazing. He's averaging I think 136 yards per game. Uh, Pitchell Central PCC. I don't know much, but they are a powerhouse program.
The first ever PIAA state champions beat Cedar Cliff in 1988.
Wow, I was 4 years old in 1988.
Yeah, I was in high school, so yeah, rub it in.
Uh, from what I know, nothing against the PCC. I'm gonna go State College here.
Yeah, I would love to see the Little Lions get there. They've had some fantastic teams. They've had some trouble getting out of District 3 at points. But Pittsburgh Central Catholic has one loss on the year. It happens to be against the LaSalle Explorers, game 0 or week 0. I think it was a relatively close game. I can't remember the final score, but Pittsburgh Central Catholic is for real. They have been for a really, really long time. But I'm going to go again with the public school. I'm going to go with State College. It'd be awesome to see them win.
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, CDS Wealth Management. Growing generational wealth through college and retirement planning shouldn't be complicated. At CDS Wealth Management, rest assured that you are more than a client. You are a foundation for a legacy to be built upon. Allow our team to cater to your family's legacy by starting with a free consultation at www.cdswealth.com.
All right, OG. Segment 3, the championship preview. This is what it all comes down to. The rematch. Pennridge is 12-1. North Penn 11-2. Back in week 5, we know Pennridge won handsomely. The game was close, but fourth quarter the Pennridge took advantage of some miscues and they won 34-10. But we all know it's not week 5 anymore. Two different teams are coming out. Both teams are better. Both teams are tougher. Both teams are playing their best football right now. So this is not a simple pick for me. I know North Penn last week. They're on this revenge tour. We all know they lost to Neshaminy. They lost to Pennridge, but have not lost since then. They're on that eight game heater. I don't think North Penn is going to upset Pennridge this time around either. So my heart tells me Pennridge takes this game.
All right. That's an interesting take on things. I appreciate that. This is a coin flip matchup for me. There's no doubt about it. And my pick is, all right, don't think of this as a cop-out, but I'm going to abstain from this pick. I'm doing so because alongside my good friend, Mr. Ott, who's one of the principals at Pennridge High School, we're going to be on the call on our live stream Friday night. We haven't done live stream games since COVID, but we felt that since this district championship was such a huge event for our community, that we would pay for the rights along with North Penn and get a production company in here to film this great event. So if you are interested in watching the game, check out Pennridge's social media as this week progresses. It'll be on the Pennridge Ridge Network on YouTube with a link available for everybody. So let's have a great game, and may the best team win.
CDS Wealth Management is a proud sponsor of the League Lowdown.
Welcome back, Insiders. Next up, we're joined by Pennridge head coach Kyle Beller and a few of his Rams. We have senior quarterback Noah Keating, senior running back and linebacker Ryan Rowe, senior running back and defensive end Will Dougherty, senior lineman Shane Rowan, and the lone sophomore, tight end and linebacker Blake Landher. Welcome to the League Lowdown, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, Coach, this very first one's for you. All year, you guys have been playing lights out. The program itself, it feels different than years prior. The obvious, this is the first Pennridge team to win 3 playoff games ever in school history. Congratulations on that. But what makes this group so special to you?
The young men. I mean, we're winning games because of them. We've been honestly, the process we've been doing is the same. That we've been doing the last 2 years, wins or losses. But we got some great young men on this football team that really put a lot of work in the offseason. But I think more importantly, though, it's the way they play as a team. It's just not one individual. I mean, we've just got some really good football players, but it seems every game somebody else is stepping up at a big moment or doing a little thing that causes a big thing later on in the game. And so it really credit all goes to them.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are having a great year defensively. You started out giving up 21 to Liberty and 33 to Ben Salem, but since then you're only giving up 11 points a game. What's changed since those early season shootouts?
The skill players we were going against. I mean, when you go back and look at Liberty there, I mean, they've been putting points up on everybody. We like to say maybe we only give up 7 points there because, we don't want to talk about the offensive fumble that gave the ball on the one there. We got beat on a ball by the one corner where it bounced around. I actually thought the defense played really well that game, honestly, against a really good opponent. And then week 2, we had some injuries, and I'm not going to take anything with Ben Salem. I mean, they are phenomenal. I mean, they got some really nice scheme, some really good athletes there. Running back, Mayfield's going, to Lehigh. So they were fresh and healthy, and they gave us fit. So credit to them. Credit to them. But I thought once again, though, our players at the right time stepped up and made some big plays late in the game, and just kept to their training. I always talk about the last play of the game there. It's dead tired. We're giving up 33 points or 31 points, and they're just doing their technique and just believing in things, and they got the job done. So sometimes it's not about it's about the getting that W, whatever we got to do. And it's really been the motto of whatever we got to do to get the win. So, but really, once again, it's, credit to those teams, and, we've played some really good teams since then too. And, but, so some of it's the style of ball that we play down here, both teams though, too, is slowing things down compared to the no huddle teams. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. Thank you.
And just like you said earlier, injuries happen. Last week Ryan getting hurt, Trevor getting injured, and then yet the next man up always seems to be delivering. Where does that mindset come from?
Well, once again, I think we got some pretty good players here, and they've really worked themselves hard into it. And I think sometimes it's like, oh man, we only got one ball, and that's the way it goes. So when the next man's up, they're ready to go. Like Trevor's a sophomore, he stepped right in there and did a great job. He's done that multiple times. Week 2 when Ryan didn't go, Will went from fullback to tailback and carried the load for us that game. And I think they would all love to run the ball 30 times a game, but they kind of know like, hey, what's best for the whole, and they all accept the role, and whatever the role is that game, what it turns out to be, it is, because we go in with the game plan, but sometimes it changes to what the other teams are giving us.
Yeah, you got the ebbs and flows of every game all season. It's been a long season already. Still a lot of work to do. What's the message this week, Coach? Where are we trying to get through the boys' heads for Friday night to go out and be successful?
We have a really good football team coming in here, and the message is the same as always been. Monday we hit reset and we start preparing and going through our weekly process like we always do.
Good.
That's what I like.
All right, Coach Mayhem, let's get some players involved here.
Absolutely. All right, Will. This one's for you, bud.
Yep.
Walk us through that safety last week. Like, when did you realize that play was like a game changer? Because I'm telling you, that was definitely a huge momentum shift, my friend.
It was just me doing my job and my part of the defense. Like, everyone was making their plays, getting their hats to that ball, and we just made that play. So, yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Well, after we talked after the game, I didn't realize who made the safety from my vantage point in the student section, but I went back and watched it on film. First move up through and under. Were you kind of surprised at that point that nobody really tried to block it except for that tackle just a little bit?
Nah, just before that play, I was like, I'm going to get as fast as I can off this ball and try to make a play, and that's what happened.
All right.
Love
That's how
it.
you got it done. 2 points at a time. Ryan, your defense has been a lead all season. And, I think that, you being the quarterback out there, first off, you don't need to answer me, but I just hope you're healthy to go for Friday night. But what's the biggest key to your success? Obviously, you've got senior leadership being the most important part on the job, but what's the key to your success throughout the course of the week preparing?
It's really just like all those younger guys and seniors stepping up. It's really just 11 guys doing their job. I'm obviously the leader out there. I take pride in that, but it's all these guys doing their job individually that helps us get the win on Friday.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty impressive. I know that guy that's sitting somewhere in that room, Blake. We had back in 2018, we had Nick Tarburton playing middle linebacker, but we had a sophomore playing next to him, Shane Hartzell, who's still playing for Villanova. And Blake, I don't know if you're going to recognize this for a couple years, but you're going to learn a lot. You've learned a lot from Ryan to take over this defense for the next 2 years. So it's going to be pretty cool to watch that progression.
Absolutely, for sure. All right, Ryan, thank you. This next
Absolutely.
question is for Noah. Noah, it's kind of like a two-part question here, man. Let's talk some offense for a second. You guys have definitely been getting the job done, respectable the last 3 games, 20 points per game, which is nice. What's the difference for you on the offense this year versus like last year, say? And if you could give me one word for your mentality heading into the championship, what would it be?
All right, yeah, for the first part, it's kind of like the I think that, we changed up a decent amount since last year. I mean, just some of the play calling has been a little bit different. I think we also just have a lot of different guys around us. We have a lot of sophomores stepping up, underclassmen stepping up. We have a really good group of seniors. So I think that has really helped me, helped our offense this year. We've really been progressing, so that's been great. And then sorry, what was the second part of the question?
And the second part of that question was,
Yeah.
you could give us one word for your mentality heading into the championship. What's it going to be? Like what's that?
One word, yeah, that's tough. I don't even know. I don't know if there's just one word that I don't know, but I mean, I think that we just have to. I think I don't know if there's like one word I could like use, but I think just. All right, yeah, I mean, I guess grit is a good word. I mean, just, going into the game, we really have to lock in for this team. Like, obviously, they're a really good team. We beat them once, but, that was a really close game until the end, until the fourth quarter. We just kind of got a couple lucky plays, but yeah, we just really have to have grit, I guess, for this upcoming game. So.
All right, I like it. All right.
Yeah, going back to that game, Noah, you had, I think, 3 touchdown runs, 3 of your 11 on the year, and they kind of parted the ways there for you. I don't expect them to do that again Friday night, but your legs have been a key factor throughout this whole season for this team. I know you like giving it to Will and Ryan, but let me know. Do you like to run the ball more, or do you like to throw the ball more?
Definitely a mix. I mean, I definitely like running the rock, especially these past couple of years. But I definitely like throwing the ball too, but I think I'd really like running the ball as well. So
I thought so. I always see you smile a lot more after you put a punishing hit on somebody.
yeah.
All right, we're going to flip across the room. We're going to go back to Shane over there. So you guys mute and then bring the volume back up for Shane.
Yeah.
All right, lineman, Shane. I'm the OG on this show because I'm the old guard, right? So you guys have played really well. I'm not sure if I believe the statistic that there was no sacks throughout the whole regular season, but we'll let Coach Tater tell us about that sometime in the future. But you guys have been playing really, really well. You had to go against a monster of a young man last Friday night. He not only fit the D1 bill of 6'6", 300, but he was pretty nasty character watching him play. But you guys have had some moments where you're a little outmatched on the defensive line and linebackers. You've done a fantastic job. What's been the thought process of the linemen this fall, and why are you guys getting the job done so readily?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not the biggest line, but I think that we've drilled in technique and how to run every play and the purpose of every play to the point that we can manage with these bigger linebackers or linemen. And we can kind of still get the job done, and then our running backs generally or quarterback can kind of adapt to what we can do.
So obviously we've played North Penn before. We did, dominate at points on the offensive line when I rewatched that film today. But we need to work on getting our pulls a little bit tighter to the line. I thought we were balancing things, and Will was having to kind of run in the backfield a little too long. But what's the game plan? I don't know what the game plan, but what's your plan for this week? Is it all technique based, or is it going to be doing some different things to throw some monkey wrenches in there?
I think it's really just refining what we know, and just making sure we use them at a championship level. That's really all we're doing.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that as an former offensive lineman. You got to always come back to that technique and doing things great. So good. Thank you, Shane.
I love it. All right. My last question is going to be for you, Blake. So if we can get you unmuted there, buddy.
Good.
All right. So, Blake, you lead the team in tackles, also tackles for loss, which is pretty impressive considering your young age and the talent, as Coach said earlier, that's surrounding you. What's it like being that young guy surrounded by all the seniors and also having a major impact on this championship run?
Just very lucky to be around such great players, and especially Ryan Rowe, Prince commit. Teaches me a lot, practice and stuff and technique. And yeah, just keep grinding every day and try to learn. So,
right. And is that something that Ryan's been all year, taking you under his wing and kind of
showing me the ways.
Awesome. I love it. Excellent. All right. Well, gentlemen, I'm looking forward to Friday night. That's all we have time for this evening. I cannot wait to see it. Good luck on Friday night, and go Rams.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach. Good luck Friday night.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
CDS Wealth Management is a proud sponsor of the League Lowdown.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is OG from the Suburban One Insider. I'm here tonight with Kyle Berger, the athletic director at North Penn High School, and with Henry Hunt, the athletic director at Pennridge High School. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Scott.
So I'll take a little time. We got a big matchup this weekend, the 6A District 1 playoffs and championship game at Pennridge. North Penn, the 2 seed, Pennridge, the 1 seed. The bracket has played out pretty close to perfect, and we've got a rematch from week 5. So tell me what you guys think this means for the SOL in general, coming off the heels of an all Suburban One 4A girls state soccer championship. But how does this impact the SOL, and then in the district, our standing in the district as well?
I'm glad you brought it up, Scott, with the soccer. Boys soccer, we had a Suburban One state champion as well in Abington. We had a state finalist in CB West in field hockey, and CB South and CB East in girls soccer. And seeing this, which is technically a state quarterfinal game between two schools in the Suburban One League with North Penn and Pennridge, just kind of shows the quality of student athletes, the quality of coaching, the quality of athletic programs that we have in all 24 of our schools.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think all of the programs in every sport in the fall, it's such a competitive league and anybody can win on any day. Like football has incredible coaches, soccer as well, field hockey. It's just, it's hard to have a perfect season around here, even in league play. And then I think it just really promotes how battle tested our kids are going into the postseason, because I know I've heard that from coaches around other leagues.
I think it's been great, following, having been a member of the league meetings and things, and District 1 meetings as well. Like, it's awesome that we get to celebrate so many great student athletes in this lower third of Pennsylvania and southeastern PA. It's fantastic. So with that being said, the SOL teams, we've had some really good teams over the years, and there's all kinds of state rankings, Eastern PA and PA football and Penn Live and things like that. It doesn't seem like the SOL is getting as much love as maybe we did in the 90s, early 2000s. Do you think that with having two teams like this in our SOL league going in the state quarterfinal, I think that's going to help us in the long run? And do you think there's a good vision out there for this to last in the SOL for football?
I'll give a little coach speak and say rankings don't matter, but point taken. And I think that maybe the format, right, of us being kind of a region unto ourselves as District 1 and not getting a quote state playoff game until the state semifinal might eliminate some of the statewide exposure, if you will, if I'm kind of taking a critical eye at the way our state playoffs look. And, just kind of top to bottom in our Suburban One League, most of our schedules are kind of in-house, so to speak. There's not a lot of, cross-state games that take place. I know Henry's gang played, was at Liberty this year, Henry?
Yep. So
up in the Lehigh Valley, North Penn has had a District 1 schedule all 10 weeks for a very long time. So there's not a lot of those, teams going to go out and play Pittsburgh Central Catholic or North Allegheny that first week of the season. It's sometimes it's tough if you've got a good team as an athletic director to schedule a quote unquote marquee game, because some teams just simply don't want to play you. Right. And that can make it difficult to kind of get that exposure outside of District 1. And then, people aren't necessarily paying attention to the District 1 stuff until the state semifinal when they're playing either the District 11 or District 12 champs. So it kind of hinders, I think, the publicity that would go statewide for District 1 teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think a lot of what steals the show is just some of the big names too around LaSalle, around St. Joe's Prep. Like they have their own brand of football that, it's good football. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good kids that go there, but it's prep schools, they look wonderful, and they have all these high flying recruits, these 5-star, these 4-stars, these kids going to SEC or Penn State or like any one of these big conferences. And for the rest of us, like, you got really good community schools playing really good football. So it's hard to compete with that in this area. Plus, you're in a major like media market, so you're competing with college level teams and pro level teams, and sometimes it's easy to lose sight of like some of the really cool stuff that's happening in your own community here. And I think maybe that's kind of what like the local media in Central PA and the local media in Western PA. There's a lot of small towns that focus on their small town teams.
Yeah. And I'll piggyback on what Henry said there, because I think there's a lot to be said about those private schools that are reloading, right, every year, getting a new batch of kids in, right? I mean, you look at the success of Pennridge's football team this year, and it's built on the back of 3 years of, honestly, like a little bit of a struggle, right? Like, but those guys all stuck together. They didn't say like, I'm going elsewhere. They stuck together, and you've got a core of 3 or 4 year starters that built to this point. And it's great to see that. And I think it's very rare to see that in a Catholic League school or an Interact school, where it's just like, all right, who's coming in this year, and let's make the best of it.
Yeah, and we lived this when I was in CB West. We lived in that world where people would come in and like, well, what can you guys have to offer us here? Because we got GA talking to my kid. He's an 8th grader, and we got LaSalle and Wood. And I said, I'm like, I tell people, like, look, those are all great places, but you've already gone to school here for this long, and your child has friends that they played sports with in this community for this long. Like, if you want to leave that, go ahead. You want to go look for something else, I hope you have a great experience. If you don't, come on back. We're happy to have you. It's kind of where we're at. It's community football. It's great. I love the rivalries. I love the camaraderie between the coaches, the administrations at all the schools are all friendly with each other. They communicate. It's a really good brand. It's just a really good feel. It's a really good thing for schools. So
Good. Thank you. So, what efforts do your schools make to celebrate teams like this that are playing for a district championship team, knowing that you have to have balance between all 25 other programs in your building, 25 or more programs in your building? So do you do anything special? Like if whoever wins on Friday night, is there going to be a banner or a celebration of some sort at the end of the season?
So we at North Penn kind of hang our hat on our social media is kind of like the main avenue to honor our student athletes and their accomplishments and the team accomplishments. Certainly when you get to like this point of the season or a state championship, like we had a state championship boys cross country team this year. When they come back to the high school on the bus, they've got a fire truck and police escort back into the parking lot. And it's just a kind of a tradition that we've had for our state championship teams. Making sure that, if that happens for football, that's going to happen for cross country. It's going to happen for lacrosse, right? And it's kind of a simple gesture, but like you talk about like a core memory for a kid coming back on the bus into the high school with that escort and people waiting for him back cheering. It's a really cool thing. One thing that we do in the fall during the regular season, we will have at halftime of a football game, we'll bring out the previous year's state medalists, if they're individuals or district champions or team champions or runners up at the state or district level, and just kind of have them come out, be honored, have their moment on a Friday night. And we were able to kind of sneak one in the postseason because of cross country. So it's really good to give those kids their recognition. And we try to do a good and an equitable job of that. And I feel like we do that at North Penn.
yeah, it's new for me at Pennridge. What we're trying to do, and I got great people around me. I got a real creative guy, came up with a really good theme for our pep rally to really celebrate kids today and collaborate on something fun for Friday. But we're, one of the cool things is we're gonna use our girls soccer program, who was a District 1 champion, to come out and part of our pep rally to say, hey, what advice would you give to the boys as they step into the same stage you were just on just a few short weeks ago? And I think it's really just trying to keep these people connected and do those things. And I've done similar things to what Kyle's done in the past in previous roles, where use a basketball halftime to recognize some of your fall accomplishments, because your winter teams are getting kicked off and your fall teams are just wrapping up. At like, hey, it's nice to have like a banner presentation or a trophy presentation, or just recognize the kids that we did. Outside, hopefully in the public eye. I know we do it at board meetings, but those are not well attended. Most people are watching online. But it's nice. Like, I love that idea that Kyle has, doing it at a football game if you have the opportunity to.
All right. Last question. These two schools are 12, 14 miles apart from each other. We've already played each other once in week 5. Both teams have been on a great run since. I'm expecting the atmosphere Friday night at Hellman Field to be electric. Student sections are going to be out in masses. How does that affect playoff football atmosphere at each of your schools? Kyle, you've had 3 home playoff games. Pennridge, Henry, you've had 3 home playoff games. How does that affect the overall atmosphere for the community?
Well, I'll say I'm glad this game isn't on Halloween, because the crowd wasn't that good of a factor for those home playoff games. I know Henry will agree with me. I think we literally had 5 students at our home playoff game, and we brought them down to the track to watch the game because, good for them for being there, right? But fast forward a couple weeks and this Friday's game, I've been to several District 1 football championship games as a commentator on radio, last year as an AD with North Penn down at Downingtown West. And it's a great atmosphere because at this time of year, not only do you have the 2 schools and their parents and their fans and their students, you've got the football lifers that want to come see a great game. And I think they're going to get one on Friday. So there'll be a great product on the field. The proximity of the 2 schools certainly helps attendance, I think. If things had gone the other way and maybe we were hosting Coatesville this week, it might not have been a great crowd, or if Pennridge was hosting Neshaminy, it might not have been a great crowd. But this is like an old Bucksmont rivalry. It goes back a really long time, and we play each other once a season at a minimum. We've had a couple of playoff games against Pennridge along the way, and our student section, we both have large schools, so our student section is going to be in the hundreds easily. And I'm hoping that our students and our fans travel well, and it's been a respectful student crowd too. At least I'll speak for our home games. We really don't have any issues with our student body at our games, and that's a compliment to them and the way they behaved this year. They've been positive, they've been loud, and they've made their presence known. And the way that they interact with like our cheerleaders and with our marching band, it's really great to see. It's just kind of one big unit, and we'll be hopefully loud and strong on Friday.
Yeah, I hope they are too, because I mean, when you have reciprocating energy on both sides of the field, it just adds to the kids feel it. The little kids are taking all that experience in. You got two large marching bands playing music and firing the crowd up, and it's just packed sidelines with cheerleaders, administration, and all. I got like 20 plus members of the media that want to come out here. So like the energy in those environments is great. And I try to replicate as much as I can with like fun trends in the regular season. And I know that we've had some really cool effects this year with the local pilots wanting to buzz through the field and offer us and chalk us with a little bit of white and green cloud or smokes that they throw out of the helicopter. I just think that energy is so the kids. It just creates experiences for not just the kids on the field, but just everybody there. Like, man, like despite what happens in the game, like that was awesome. Like people feel that, like that was awesome. Like that's what you want it to be. And I think that the student sections have been at the P block at Pennridge has been great all year. And the band has really engaged them and I know as a spectator from afar in previous roles, P block was a little disengaged or disorganized, but I think that the right people are helping those kids understand how to support a game, and they've been electric all year.
I think this may be a ridiculous prediction, but let's say we're in a knockdown, drag out affair, and we get into overtime. The coach's choice of end zone in overtime might very well have to do with what side the student section is on for either school.
Yeah, and they usually sit across from each other and they do the little throwing light thing and have a little fun. But yeah, I think that has to be the end that you go to, because if not, they're just going to go to the other end anyway.
Which is where the bands typically are. So you want screaming, or do you want bands playing in your ear? So,
right.
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you both. Look forward to seeing you on Friday evening at Hellman Field, 7:00. It's going to be a great atmosphere and a great game. And thanks for joining the League Lowdown. Have a great week.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you for having us, Scott. Kyle, see you Friday, buddy.
And that wraps up our episode 12, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. 12 times so far you guys have tuned in with us, so we do appreciate it. And remember, if you're looking for any advertising on the show, hit us up at Suburban One Insider at gmail.com. It's down here, right here. Championship week is here. Let's go.
North Penn, Pennridge, District 1 6A Championship. And you already know, Suburban One Insider will be there.
I'm Coach Mayhem.
And I'm OG. Insiders out.